Welcome to America, the only country where we fight ourselves on border security. Each one of the people that I have here is a supporter of border security. But the reason that I have them here is to renew their faith in the fact that border security is not only important, but it's vital. I want to make each of these people an informed participant and proponent of the wall, that they can be an outspoken advocate in the public square, just as I am. Today we will look at 4 different reasons why I believe that the wall is important and why we need barriers, both in our lives and in our country. The first will be personal barriers. The second will be historical reasons why we need the wall. The third will be political reasons. And finally, the fourth will be biblical reasons. So to go into our first personal reasons, we want to talk about protecting our homes, because that's a barrier that needs to be protected. We have walls and doors. We're in a home right now, and we're trying to make sure that we are safe from those outside. We do the same with our cars. We protect them because there's a barrier of our property and the people outside that want to do that harm. Secondly, in an article from crimesolutions.gov, there's a couple solutions just to help us get a little bit safer. Number 1 would be better lighting in our neighborhoods. If you have better lighting, you're able to see the people that are coming up on you. Not everyone is bad, but it can help you see, but it can also help you see the people that are coming to you. Secondly, there are also neighborhood watches that happen all the time. I'm sure many of us have gone on vacation and think it's so helpful having someone back home looking after my place. So the next argument is the historical argument for why we need border security. To begin, we'll talk about the Chinese Wall, or the Great Wall of China. It's an incredible wall. I've gotten to be on it. And the original intent for the wall was to protect it from mounted riders coming in from the north. The Democrats don't like to talk about this wall because they think that it's very just not worthy to be talked about with Trump's wall. And why is that? It's one of the greatest walls in history, and people have been protected for thousands of years. After that, we look at the East Gate Wall in Israel. This wall has protected Israel since its creation, and Lord willing, it will continue to do it. There are also many problems with open borders. We've looked at some places that have closed borders, Israel and China. Now let's look at a couple open ones in the European Union. A reporter from the El Paso Times went to France, and he said that the security there was off the charts. And why is that? Because they have open borders and terrorism is rampant. Well, what could prevent that? How about border security? And do we want to be like one of these countries, like a France or a Greece? No, because we're America and we're smarter than that. Now, we want to go to our third idea, the political protection of the wall. The Democrats want to say that President Trump is evil for wanting a border wall. But many of them wanted the wall before Trump was in office. It's just the idea that he would run on such a idiotic phrase, they would say, when he said build the wall. They want to say, oh, he just wants to get all the refugees out. Or that he just hates all immigrants, which simply isn't true. There has to be a point where you have to say, stop, we are going to have something protecting us, and then we can look at bringing people in an easier way. President Trump, in an article from The Guardian that included his entire speech, had this to say about what would happen if we built the wall. The border wall would very quickly pay for itself. The cost of illegal drugs exceeds $500 billion a year, vastly more than the $5.7 billion we have requested from Congress. Isn't that insane? We could be saving all of this money, but instead we allow drugs to come in and hurt Americans, and people to come in and take jobs and possibly even hurt people. Why would we do this? It's absolutely insane. Next, I want to go to a biblical protection for the wall. We want to start with the story of Nehemiah in the Bible, something all of us know. When Nehemiah went to his king and said, "My king, my people, and my country, they are in ruin," the king said, "Go and rebuild." So Nehemiah went back to his home, his family in Israel. And in Jerusalem, he gave a report. And here from Nehemiah chapter 2, verses 17 and 18, here's the report he gave. "Then I gave them my report. Face it, we're in a bad way here. Jerusalem is a wreck. Its gates are burned up. Come, let's build the wall of Jerusalem and not live with this disgrace any longer." I told them how God was supporting me and how the king was backing me up. That's an incredible statement. And secondly, we know that God supports the boundaries of our heart. We know that there is very important that we protect that barrier, and we protect it from sin, which tries to get in by knowing the Word of God, and that is the barrier between. Now, we have talked about the personal reasons, the historical reasons, the political reasons, and everything else. Thank you, and God bless.